So, a winning product isn't just any item you list, it's your business's superhero, the main attraction that draws in the customers. Think about it like Apple's iPhone or Andrew Tate's The Real World. It's your star product, and finding yours should be the main goal that you're looking for. But what actually makes a product a winner? A winning product is unique to the market, it solves a customer's problem, or adds, at the very least, significant value to their life. It should catch their eye instantly, and it also needs to have a high perceived value, but it needs to be cheap and easy to source so you can enjoy healthy profit margins and potentially scale with ads. All of these things matter. Remember these specific points when you're on the hunt for that golden product. Now, mainly your product needs to have a wow factor because it should stand out in the crowded social media world and stop people in their tracks, because your primary way of acquiring customers is going to be using social media, and people have a short attention span, so you need to grab their attention with something that they haven't seen before. You also need to consider the availability to the customer. If it's easily found in local stores or on Amazon, for example, then it might be tougher than you think to sell it in your online store. It should be unique, or at least the customers haven't seen it yet. You also want to understand your target audience, right? Should it cater to a specific niche or customer group? Understand your potential customers' needs, desires, and pain points. Build your specific brand around a specific group of people, and it'll be a lot easier to scale specifically to them in the beginning, like dog lovers or horseback riders, and then tailor your specific products to them, solving their problems. Now, that's in the beginning, right? You want to niche down and find your demographic, but to actually scale big, it also needs to be able to have at least some mass market appeal and wide audience base. If your market is too small, it might be easier to get some sales in the beginning, but ultimately you will struggle to scale it. So you want to balance the two, but understand that in the beginning, you do want to go somewhat niche. Just it needs to be like a niche that does have broader appeal. So for example, healthcare is super, super broad, but take that one sub niche down in the very beginning and start there. Fitness, super broad. Take that one sub niche down and maybe tailor it to back exercises. Next, consider its ability to be a problem solver for that specific demographic. The best products make life easier in some way, so choose products that either solve a specific problem, like a posture corrector, for example, or add value, like a time-saving vegetable slicer, because that makes it super easy to display that value within a video that customers will instantly understand when they see it. Your product also should have high perceived value, and that's going to make it super easy for you to actually have good margins, especially with rising ad costs. That's something that you should be considering. So here are some easy tips to keep in mind. So they're not a strict rule, but just something to keep in mind as you're looking for this. Pick products that look more expensive than they cost. So jewelry is a great example, because again, it could be $10 piece of jewelry, it could be an $800 piece of jewelry, it could be an $8,000 piece of jewelry, right? So there's a wide range of perceived value. Another example is like, now don't drop ship this because they're heavy. Something else to consider is the product's weight, but couches as an example, like you can buy a $400 couch, you can buy a $4,000 couch. Also, like I said, couch bad example, table bad example, anything heavy bad example, but I just want to kind of get your mind thinking. The lighter the actual product, it'll be easier to have your margins higher because your shipping costs will be considerably less. You can obviously stray away from these. They're not hard set rules, but I just kind of want to introduce you to new concepts to start getting you thinking, because if you start with razor thin margins, it's going to be next to impossible for you to scale. And it's going to help you a lot more in the long run if you think about these things ahead of time. Now, when you're actually marking your product up, aim for a 5x or at the very least a 3x so that you can scale with paid ads. Now, if you're running organic in the beginning, then just doubling it can work, because again, you're just using your sweat equity, so you're not spending any money. But ideally, it would at least be a 3x. Again, organic, you can go a little bit less, but keep that in mind, because if you do plan on scaling in the future, you're going to need to bump your prices up to afford that ad budget. This is going to allow you to have enough margin to make money and compete with the other sellers that are actually spending money to run ads. Always check what competitors are charging to ensure your prices are realistic, though. Remember, these rules mainly apply to your winning product. Other items in your store can have different markups if you want, just to increase average order value if they add another thing to their cart. The goal in the beginning is to find one product that works. You need to have the look and feel of an entire store with lots of products, obviously. It helps you look official, increase orders if customers buy more than one thing, and also allows you to continuously test more and more products that are within your store a lot faster. But always remember, you're not testing many things at once. Test one product. The main goal is find one hot product and then build off of that. Now, picking the right product can make or break your e-commerce business. It's not about finding the cheapest item, but about finding something that stands out, addresses a need, and can be sold at a profit. Stick to these guidelines and you'll be well on your way to finding that winning product for your store.